All right, we are live. All right, good afternoon, Chamber friends and followers. Welcome to our 7th edition of Chamber Talk with Torrie. It is hosted, I should say, video podcast, sponsored by the Boardman Chamber of Commerce. Today, I have Bob and Sheila with Boardman sleep in with me today, and we are going to just dive right into things today. When you talk about tourism, and I just got back from a Travel Oregon Governor's Conference on tourism, you know, you kind of think about it. We were talking about how I had a pop-up on my computer come and tell me, and I was like, oh, making sure it's still working. I'm like, oh, please tell me we're still working. We are good. So frontliners in our world, you know, we talk about frontliners in the healthcare and stuff like that. Frontliners to tourism is very important in this area, and that it would be you guys as motels and stuff and hotels in our area. So that being said, we're going to dive right into what you guys do. And what you guys provide us here in Boardman, some exciting things coming down the pipeline for you. And so I just want to say welcome today, and let's just start off with, tell us about yourselves a little bit and how you guys got into hospitality.
My name is Bob. I am one of the partners over at Boardman Sleep In. I have some partners that had land over in Boardman for the longest period of time, and they want to put it to good use. And in 2018 is when we committed to building in Boardman. And we had a fantastic relationship with the city in terms of permitting process, and then also from our Representative Greg Smith providing us some funding. We started building, I believe, somewhere around 2018. We had to go through COVID, which really delayed this for quite a bit, but we came through and opened in November of 2020. And here we are a couple of years later, and I think I'm glad we built here. It's a growing community, and we're growing with City of Boardman.
Yeah, it's exciting. So, Sheila, how did you get into the Boardman Sleep In and hospitality?
Well, I never thought that I would be here, first of all. Obviously, being my dad's child and oldest child, I would say, you know, I wanted to join the workforce, and I was somewhere else and not very happy, and he needed me, so I just kind of got thrown in there, and here I am. And I have enjoyed every minute of it. There's not one day that I don't learn something new. I think each day brings a new challenge for me, so I kind of like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. So what's your relationship to Bob?
He's my dad.
There we go.
Yeah. Because a lot of people don't know that. You're Bob's daughter. Yes, I am.
I had a lot of people ask me that, and so I was like, well, we'll just like get it out there. And yeah. That's great. You know, sometimes when you just keep it within the family and expand your family into your passion and the direction you go, is kind of the way we all work, isn't it?
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
Well, it's encouraging to see the second generation can come along and expand on my hard work, hopefully, and build some legacy.
Yes.
And grow with the community going forward. I think so. That's really exciting for me.
Yep. We do. And you know, here in Boardman, we always talk about we have to grow our own because, you know, we do have a little labor shortage right now. And so growing our own and getting people to come back and live where they work and is a big thing. So that being said, I'm having some action needed note on my computer that's saying that we need to change something, but I'm hoping it's working out there. So for those of just now joining us on Chamber Talk with Torrie podcast today, we have Bob and Sheila with Boardman Sleep In. So thank you guys for joining us today. So let's go in and tell us a little bit about Boardman Sleep In itself.
So it is a 65 unit product. It's branded Choice. It's a very modern looking building, going in third year of operation.
Yeah.
We have an indoor pool in a parking truck parking even top of that, actually, because the city's been kind to us. They use their parking lot across the street. Even when they redo it, they'll stripe it to have such accommodation, actually.
Accommodation. And you say Choice Hotel, is that a partnership with others? Is there ways you can follow Choice Hotels and stuff like that?
Yeah, so the way that I explain it to guests is Choice Hotels is like the parent company, and then there's brands within the brand that are kind of like its children. So you have your comforts, your qualities, your sleep ins, roadway,
Nights in.
Nights in, and nights in, I guess.
Nice. All right. Well, that's exciting. Yes. And so is there, I just went to a conference and stayed at a hotel and we had an app.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
So is there an app
Yes,
that they can find your information
Yes,
on?
there is. It's choice. It's a Choice app where you can even book rooms at any Choice hotels or see what nearby Choice hotels are in the area that you're gonna go to visit or stay in. You also, by having that app, they have a rewards program for all of their Choice Privilege Reward members, and X amount of points gets you a free night stay. Sometimes you're eligible for gift cards and things like that. So people really like that.
Perfect. And in that you can leave reviews and do follow-ups and stuff like that?
Yes, most definitely.
So speaking of reviews, we'll just it was supposed to be a question later on, but let's just jump into it. So through reviews, I hear that you guys received an award.
Yes.
What's that award?
It's it's a gold award-winning status that we've received within our brand. So what that basically means is that we're in the top 10th percentile within our brand, and that is based off of the reviews that we get directly from some of these Choice Privilege Reward members or even other guests that stay through and leave a review. And so that means we're obviously doing something right. So it's kind of exciting. I honestly didn't expect it to come as soon as it did, but we're definitely happy about it for sure.
That shows you guys' commitment to
Yes.
what you provide your guests and stuff.
Yes, and I think it also, with us being so new now, we're setting ourselves up for like a standard too within our own property and with staff,
Yeah, perfect. So speaking of your guys' property and stuff like that, what are some services like inside? Like, do you have breakfast? Do you what do you have to offer a person staying?
So we do have the heated indoor pool, and we do have a full-blown breakfast service. That includes coffee, juice, amazing waffles, sausage, eggs. Prior to that, I mean, we had the to-go breakfasts, which nobody really liked, but I think we have a pretty good breakfast service that we offer now for all our guests.
Mm-hmm. And then we have it's a 3-story building, so we also have an elevator for people who can't climb stairs.
Yeah.
Also, there's handicap rooms that we provide, if a person is not handicap accessible.
Yeah.
So the whole property is ADA compliant. Through state of Oregon and obviously a local municipality.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then we have even a machine basically for a disabled individual to use if they wanted to use the pool, which I had never even knew that existed, but we just had somebody use it not too long ago, a young child, and it was kind of rewarding to see her being able to be in the pool despite the disability she had.
Right. So it's like a lift chair.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Also, I think I was there, and do you guys have the energy efficiency
Yes.
program as well?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember
So
seeing
I
that.
think that was a step prior to building. So we had to pick appliances and systems that were gonna qualify for energy rebates. So there was some of the incentives that we put into the building before the bill. So they incorporated into the bill.
Uh-huh.
And I think there was one of the state of Oregon, I think, that provided that.
That's cool.
So it's a very efficient building, actually.
Yeah, that's exciting. So is there vending machines, or do you guys have like a food vending machines for like snacks,
So
lunchtime meals?
No, we don't have that. What we do have is a full-blown marketplace.
Oh, yep.
So
There we go.
guests can come down. That includes beverages, snacks, some of your standard run-of-the-mill like microwave items, noodles, frozen stuff like that, candies. So it's really popular, especially right now with summer and spring break that we just got done with spring break, but summer, especially when kids come and stay through, or we have like a wrestling match or something locally, I mean, you can notice when they stay through because there's nothing left in the marketplace.
Especially candy.
Yeah, it's all gone.
That's awesome. How's your guys' occupancy been here lately?
Well, we were really surprised actually. Usually when a property comes online, there's a 3-year ramp up to full to maximize the property. I think we achieved that probably into the first 3-4 quarters of opening, which is highly unusual, and we're excited that it did.
In the middle of COVID.
Right.
Yes. Yeah, that's the other.
Let's state that right out
Yeah,
there.
So it's a surprise to us even as to where we are. Then we're way ahead of projection. Let me just say that.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
So it just shows you the need that we have locally.
Absolutely.
Yes,
as well.
most definitely.
Yeah. Let's see. I think we got some big news coming here pretty soon. What do you guys have on the horizon?
So our next phase of this property would be a extended stay unit. We're hoping for Miss Torrie here to build her convention center, and I think to that extent, we have plans to build a Hilton brand actually here in the future to complement the conventions and have a full service with bar and food service, and I think they'll complement what you were trying to accomplish.
And that's going to be separate aside from the extended stay.
Yeah.
That's its own entity.
I get it.
Yeah. What level of Hilton is it going to be? Do you know what that level is going to be?
So I think it's going to be, obviously we can't have the top level because it requires, the build cost is extremely high though. So we're gonna be in the middle, but also incorporate a full service, food and beverage service, which means a full bar and full, an eatery that you can go and sit down and eat.
So like mid-scale essentially.
Mid-scale, yeah. Because the build cost is what we'll be able to afford in this market.
Right.
We can't build a high end and be able to function and have cash flow for that.
Right. So the extended stay, let's go back to the extended stay that's on the Boardman sleep-in property.
Yes. Uh-huh.
How many rooms?
It'll be 45 units.
45 units.
3 floors, right?
Yeah.
Expanded onto your already
Correct.
existing.
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
That's gonna be nice.
So that what that essentially does is that with choice you become a dual brand.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of like you have two
Entities
entities as one.
as one.
Yeah.
Right.
Gotcha.
So it's gonna be kind of unique and different, I think, for this area too.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And it's needed because of all of our growth and our expansion with infrastructure and down at the Porto Moro and all the construction workers here.
Yeah.
That having that accommodation in extended stay, in an extended stay room, what is in that makes it different than
I
a
think-
standard room?
I think the main thing that why they call it extended stay, and I think why the main reason this area needs that is the fact that there's going to be a kitchenette. So you have, these guys that are here and gone for long durations of time, they actually can have a home away from home.
Mm-hmm.
And they're able to sustain themselves in a manner where they're not constantly eating out,
Yeah.
and that in itself is like something that I feel like everybody wants, after hard day's work.
Right.
Well, they will also have a full-size refrigerator to store their beer. Just putting it
Let's just get it right
Yeah.
I think the setup is pretty similar to what you would imagine in a studio apartment.
Okay,
Yeah.
Pretty much.
perfect. And are they gonna be single bed?
We will have some single and we'll have some double. So I think we need to have a little bit of both because
It'd
some of
probably
these-
be a probably 30-70 blend.
because
Single to doubles.
Uh-huh.
Because I think that the thing is there's some companies that don't room up and then there's some that do room
They
up.
have to. I mean,
So
Right.
because of cost, you
Yeah.
have to be able to kind of have a little bit of both.
And those beds would all be queen size?
I think there would be full and then doubles.
Doubles.
Gotcha.
Those seem to be the standard. I mean, especially in extended stays, there's hardly any queens. It's just not.
Not.
Well, it's a space thing, right?
Yeah.
They still want to have like the flow of like being able to move around and stuff
Have a
like
couch in there and a table.
Accessibility,
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So it works better that way.
Perfect. And then I'm so excited about the Hilton and, that mid-level Hilton in this area to support what we're doing here. But I think there's only, what, 160 rooms total in Boardman, I think?
If you can say that, but you have to also look at the quality of the rooms we'll be providing, right?
Yeah,
And some of the reasons you have municipalities like Hermiston or Umatilla,
yeah,
they take so much business from Boardman because we cannot provide that quality accommodation that a person's looking for.
mm-hmm,
So I think if we have quality accommodation, not only we win, the city wins because they collect also a city room tax.
oh,
Right.
yeah,
So it's gonna help all of us along
Yeah.
the way.
I think, and also it's gonna, in the long run, also the growth of Boardman.
Right.
It'll help facilitate that too, you know, which we definitely wanna be a part of.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
perfect. Well, and just support all the things that we're working on having here locally on just recreation, tourism, focus on driving people and telling our story about what we have here. I mean, we have this beautiful Columbia River. I think we need to utilize it at its full capacity and, you know, it's summertime, it's ramping up, we're gonna get busy.
Right.
Hopefully the weather gets a little bit warmer here
It will.
pretty soon.
Yeah. I'll be bipolar.
Exactly, so, well, that's exciting. So, well, I just wanna say thank you guys for the discussion today. Great information. If you guys want, as a viewer and you're viewing this and you have questions, they can reach you guys how?
I think, you know, if they have questions or concerns, we're on Facebook. We do have a Facebook page that I manage. You know, always dropping by and chatting with us, is okay too, or even calling us. I mean, we're pretty receptive individuals.
And what's that phone number?
It's 541-945-8945, but you need to hit option 0 so you get the desk and not somebody overseas. Because you will get somebody overseas if you don't.
And your guys' Facebook page is called
The front desk sleep-in.
Front Desk Sleep-In. Okay, perfect. Well, that's great information, guys. Thank you for this conversation. Thank you for joining us on Torrie's Chamber Talk video podcast. And that being said, guys, thank you again for joining us, and we look forward to having you guys follow us and listen in what we have in store here, I think in 2 weeks. I don't know what that is.
Okay.
Bad me, sorry guys. Follow the Boardman Chamber of Commerce Facebook page and you'll be seeing what our next podcast is, and we look forward to all of that, and have a great afternoon, everybody.
Thank you.
Put on your glasses and everything, huh?
Well,
You couldn't see?
I couldn't see.